Hello and welcome back to Fundamental Dev. Last video we got everything set up. We got our IDE ready and we're ready to start writing code. So when you opened up your project, this is all that's going to be inside of your IDE. So let's kind of break it down. First off, at the very top you'll see there's a play button up here with the name of your project. If you go ahead and hit that, it'll run your project. So this is already doing something. You can see it's just printing the hello world to the console. That's all it does. It's pretty simple. So let's break it down and kind of see what's actually going on. We'll go a little bit more in detail as we get deeper inside the tutorial. But basically all you need to know, as the right line right here, is just a function or a method. And you can always tell when it's a function or method because it'll be a word followed by parentheses. And inside the parentheses are what are called parameters. Those parameters are what you're giving the function to use. So the right line function is just going to print to the console because it's part of the console class whatever string you put inside here. And again, we'll go over this in more detail later, but a string is just a type of variable that is text, essentially. And it always will be inside of these quotation marks. So if I were to remove the quotation marks, you'll see it's going to error out. It doesn't like that. It requires it to be a string, so you need to put it inside of quotations for it to be okay. If you're also opening up an older version, an older C# project, you might see more going on. You'll see like a namespace, you'll see a class, you'll see a main function. It can be very complicated at first, and this kind of simplifies it in the modern C# where you can basically just run almost nothing and it'll work right out of the box. But basically all you need to know for this is that console is a class. This right line is a function that belongs to the console class, and by calling it and adding in this string, I get to use that function to print this string. And then every statement ends with a semicolon. So if I wanted to print something else, I could just write console.writeLine, and you can see it'll start filling stuff in for you because it knows what exists and what you're able to use. I would practice typing it for yourself just to be safe. And it even, like, if you do an open parenthesis, it'll put the closing parenthesis for you. Go ahead and put a semicolon at the end, so now it's not going to error out. You can actually leave this empty. So if I wanted to like just have an empty line in my console, I can just have an empty right line and it'll do that for me. But I want to add another string, so I'm going to go ahead and hit my quotation marks, which it automatically puts the second one in for me. Then I'll say, welcome to Fundamental Dev. I'm sorry, my typing is very poor. And now, you could also hit F5 instead of pressing the play button, and it'll run your code. And now, you'll see, it says welcome to Fundamental Dev as well. Alright, so next thing we want to do is talk about comments. So if you add 2 forward slashes, you'll notice they turn green. And what that does is it eliminates this line from running when you like run this code. So I can add anything in here. It's not for the compiler to read, it's only for myself. So I can give myself a comment telling me what each piece of code is doing. So I might say, this write line is greeting the viewers or something. So now this will never run. But if I were to get rid of these, then it's going to error out. So you need to put those slashes to make this a comment. This is very helpful when you have blocks of code that you want to easily identify what they're doing, or if you're working with another group so that you can share code and they don't have to spend a lot of time working through what's going on inside of it. They can just read the comment and they'll easily be able to tell what that block is doing. So that's it for this video. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next videos coming up. The next one, we're going to go into variables and data types. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.